All right. We're fucking live again. Great. Yeah, so uh um there was a new update that just got released, which is great. It's fantastic. It totally corrupted my save files. So I played back to where we were ish. We're I think we're not like exactly in the same place, but I did pretty much all the same stuff. I went and got to Quirm's mansion and did that. I went and got Darren Erende, the party house. We got Ninio. We did the market square stuff. I made all the same choices. So, you know, we ended up killing Inquisitor or Prelate Holrun, and I just actually did it in a little bit of a different order. So I just wrapped up the Thieflings quest, but yeah, we recruited the Thieflings to help at the Erende party house. One of the people there, Aranka, she's the bard who takes out a bow and starts wrecking shit when the party house gets attacked by demons. She is actually a follower of Desna. She's one of the Desnan followers that you are supposed to recruit for the Azada Mythic Path, which is the mythic path that we're going, and also one of the Desnan followers that you need to recruit to help out Ramian, who is the leader of the Desnan followers in Canabris. So if you talk to her, if you kill Prelate Holrun, or, you know, let him live, whatever, and then you talk to Ramian, and Ramian tells you to help him find his other initiates or apprentices or whatever, one of those initiates, Ikes, will approach you immediately after, and then tell you to find Aranka and one more individual who is a mage, and then you are able to talk to Aranka at the Erende party house, and you have a discussion with her. She will tell you to go back to Market Square. So we're going to go to the Blackwing Library first. If you remember, we talked to Staunton, who's a little dwarf guy. He's one of the condemned, which are members, people basically who committed crimes and then were forced into military service as a result. And he told us he spoke to a very old elf called Storyteller, and that the elf was going to the Blackwing Library. And then if you look at our path here, to get to the Blackwing Library, we need to go through the Market Square. So our current plan will be to hit up Market Square, and then probably go to the Blackwing Library, so we can get the Desnan followers for Ramian, and then we can also go to Blackwing Library and pick up Storyteller. So that's where we're going now. I did leave Crusade mode on this time. Let's evade those. Don't need to be costing myself time. I did leave the Crusade mode on for this one, but I installed a mod that does allow me to basically bypass it. So I think I'll do that. I've heard that it's awful. All anyone ever says about it is that it's awfully balanced and super unfun to play, and from what I've played of it, I would agree with that. So if we run over here, suddenly there's a new Crusader here. He has a little bandana that identifies him. So the eyes of a young lad peer out at you from under the massive helmet. At this proximity, it's obvious the armor is ill-fitting and mismatched, and the helmet specifically is either very poorly made or a theater prop. Pardon me, I saw you with that shawl. Does this mean you're a friend of Aranka's? What I'm saying, of course it does. So...
Adeptor of the Temple of Desna, you're under arrest on suspicion of treason and aiding the demons. You've 1 minute to come quietly, drag your feet, we'll count this as an attempt to resist justice. Your paranoia has poisoned your minds. I've had enough of this. We're following orders acting for the good of the city. The troublemaker must be arrested.
I also changed the build a little bit. I wanted to go with a sword and shield slayer. For those of you who don't know, this was a very popular build for Pathfinder Kingmaker. Basically, you go strength-based slayer. I'm playing a deliverer. They're best as lawful good characters, but I'm playing mine as neutral good to chaotic good, which isn't optimal. But I'm also on like super casual difficulty, so who cares? Anyways, you can go sword and shield with slayer, and then you can select 2-weapon fighting, and you'll get shield bashes, and also you'll get sneak attack damage. It's a very good build, and if you want to play a strength-based character who uses sneak attacks, it's A+ for that, so.
Oh, Desna, why? Doing what is right, must we so often be forced to spill blood where it is not necessary? Can this really be the price of the true path and of freedom? Anyway, thank you. I'd have been done for without you.
I'm sorry it had to end this way, too. No, a clash with the Inquisition was bound to happen sooner or later.
Maybe. What if it wasn't for our stunt at the Wardstone, which we didn't even save? Anyway, I only have myself to blame. Now, if you don't mind, I'm going to the Temple of Desna. I want to be alone with the goddess and reflect on all that has happened.
Great. So, well, I specifically didn't go through the path to the Temple of Desna because I knew I'd be doing this. So, we're going to fight our way through this stuff again really quickly. Will not take long, obviously. I don't care about looting anything, so probably won't. We'll just be running through encounters very quickly. Free our Thespian friends once more. Loading screen. Talk. And that's that. Easy peasy. Loot that. Come over here. Some ghouls are partying over here, so we could take care of them. So yeah, benefits of this build. Obviously, the damage that it puts out is like disgusting. We also gave Sela her horse. So yeah, puts out absolutely disgusting damage. You get sneak attack, which is never exactly a bad thing. Killed this guy in the last episode, but we'll be going in on him again. It's really good with teamwork feats. There's a large variety of teamwork feats that work really well for this. Outflank is really good on this, for example. And you get a lot of good roguey stuff, so you can still invest pretty heavily into decks if you like investing into decks, and it's not a wasted investment like it is with a lot of strength builds if you choose this build, which I really like. You get to pump out absolutely massive damage, and if you are not the biggest fan of some of the different like rogue companions that you can get, like Camellia or Wolgiv, for example, you can just pump up Trickery super easily. Trickery is not necessarily a default skill for Slayers, but my advice there is for sure going with the Mugger background, because the Mugger gets you two things that Slayers don't get by default, which is Trickery and Persuasion. Obviously, Trickery and Persuasion, both great skills to have. There are a couple really fun Slayer archetypes. I think the Deliverer, which is what I'm going, is great. I did a Deliverer of Desna, of course. Deliverers are basically divine assassins, kind of like Inquisitors, but they're a little bit different. Lean more on the assassination side of things. there is also an Arcane Enforcer path. Which is great. I do think it is kind of amusing that Sela actually reprimands you there if you tell those people that Curl was going to steal from a dead body. But, you know, first of all, looting the dead is a war crime. I understand it's kind of chaotic, but still. And secondly, you know, regardless of that, if you're gonna loot the dead, you should loot the dead together, you know? That should be a group decision for everybody to make with each other. Yes, trap there.
I am helpful, am I not?
Amelia is always helpful. Gotta go grab Land's longbow again. Alright. These guys. Woljif actually already has Seawood Dead, I believe. Or, Sea Invisibility. Doesn't he? I thought I picked it up on him. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe he does not.
Ask nicely.
Thought I gave it to him. Level 1? No. Very strange. I guess I did not. Well, that's fine. We can always use the fucking scroll that they give us anyways. Here we go. Oh, there it is. Easy. Okay. Yes. Because we're running through here after already doing a lot of other shit. Various things are much easier. I think the horse has a higher athletics check. Yeah, the horse has a higher athletics check than anyone in the actual party. So, you know, good times. Okay, got Land's longbow. Let's quickly equip him with that so he can have it. Ba-dum-bum-ba-dum. So yes, for those of you who don't know, the first act of the game, basically, it's set up at the very beginning of the act that sooner or later demons are going to attack the tavern that all the remaining survivors of the first demon attack in Canabris, which is the one that happens in the introduction, demons are going to attack, and it's not going to be good for anyone. So you're kind of on a timer to do various things before that first demon attack happens. It occurs after 3 rests, and the more stuff that you get done before you take 3 rests, basically the more allies you will have, and the easier your life will be.
Save the last one for me.
At that attack. So, we're trying to get as much stuff done as we can right now. There are 3 allies you can recruit. You can recruit the Desnan Acolytes or the Inquisitors, depending on if you choose to support Prelate Holbrun or Ramian. We're about to recruit the Desnan Acolytes and gain access to our Mythic Path right now. You can recruit the Thieflings, which are the dudes. One of them is trapped under the rubble over by the church structure. You can ask the Mongrels to wait for you until the assault on the Grey Garrison, and we did that last time. And then the last people we can recruit, which we have not done yet, are some mages at the Blackwing Library with storytellers. So we're going to do that very soon. But
It isn't our rescuer. It's good that you've come. Sit with us.
I'm pleased to see that you are all fine, but there is still much work to be done in the city. On the other hand, stopping for a minute won't hurt. I'll gladly sit with you.
We've decided to give you a gift, a special gift, one that we would never share with anyone except for the person who risked his life for ours, who didn't just take a stand against evil, but against injustice under the guise of law. Our gift is a song. We call it Starward Gaze, and it came to us from the true servants of Desna, from her domain in Elysium. This song can gift a soul with renewed vitality. Just listen.
Do I get a gift? Can I swap my song for something else? Say cash or even a snack of some kind.
Those unschooled in the arts can't possibly appreciate that some songs are worth more than gold.
And those who've spent their whole lives eating 3 square meals a day and sleeping on silk sheets don't realize sometimes a crust of bread is worth more than gold. Let's sing along.
When the music stops, Vex finds himself in a place that looks nothing like the ruins of Canabres. It all happens in the space of a blink. He closes his eyes in one world and reopens them in another entirely. A delicate twilight envelops this new world, with streaks of moonlight breaking through the gloom. Vex is standing in a shallow stream of murmuring water deep in a forest. There is no one else around. Garlands of unfamiliar climbing plants twine around the trunks of gigantic trees, and dangling from their branches are vines woven into what looks remarkably like swings. A carpet of fragrant grasses spreads out at the tree's roots, with islands of phosphorescent moss and lichen dotted here and there. Small, smooth stones with a strange mirrored surface are scattered across the stream bed in which Vex is standing. The stones catch the light shining down from the heavens, making them gleam silver, and making the ordinary little brook look like a stream of darkness, carrying a sprinkling of stars out through the night. Vex is sure he has never been to this place before, and yet it all feels so familiar. It is the manifestation not only of dreams or fantasies, but of that special way of looking at the world only children possess. When a glint of light reflected off a piece of glass becomes a fallen star, when an oddly shaped stone can be a remarkable artifact, when every shadow or twist in a path promises mystery or an incredible adventure, a single glance into the forest stream brings this feeling rushing back. Realizing this, Vex clambers up the nearest tree to play on a vine swing. A stream of starstones babbles away below. The swings begin to gently move, arcing up and smoothly down again. What lies beyond the thrill that this pastime gives mortals? Is it the sensation of weightlessness, the hunger of freedom and flight? Whatever it may be, Vex quickly realizes he is no longer alone. They come closer, not attempting to hide, stepping lightly on the mossy carpet, leaping from branch to branch or flitting through the air. The creatures are thoroughly bizarre, though they were deliberately conceived to try the sanity of every taxonomist on the planet. One has the fluttering wings of a butterfly, another has the tails of a dozen different animals, while a third boasts tresses of streaming water, hooves instead of feet, and springy clover growing all over its skin.
"We have a visitor!"
exclaims one of the strange creatures, and it immediately pushes the swing, helping it pick up speed.
"Where am I? Don't you know where you are? There are plains of breathtaking beauty and plains of astonishing wonders, but only Elysium is woven from the craving for beauty, from the belief in wonders. That is where you are, in the most peaceful, most wonderful corner of the pain of boundless freedom. And who are you? Don't you? We are Azartas, the children of freedom. This forest is our home for today. Tomorrow, our home could be in a lake 100 leagues to the south, or an underground cave in the Azure Ocean, or a castle of clouds that scatters in the dawn breeze. How did I get here? We don't know how you came to be here. Mortals rarely come to Elysium during their lifetime, but here you are, which means that something must have brought you. Something in your soul. If your soul did not harbor even the slightest spark of freedom, yearning, and compassion, you never would have found your way here. Now that you know the answers, tell us, what do you want? I have to go back. They need me there.
The creature with the butterfly wings, who has hitherto remained silent, gives the visitor a serious look and nods to itself. Though I smell the burning blood and tears of the place you've come from, it clings to you. It is right that you don't wish to turn your back on the suffering of those you've left behind. None of us children of Elysium would do such a thing. Go back, be a bulwark against evil and strife. Your path is true. But would you like to take something from this place as a memento? The question hangs in the air, And through the words that vex others, and though the words vex others next are merely words, not a spell or a military command, they seem to have equal bearing on destiny and life. Yes, I really want to. The Azotas draw closer. Take this memory with you, take this light. Take the knowledge that any pebble struck by a moonbeam can be equal to any star. Take the understanding that you cannot fight evil with clever plans until you've conquered evil within your soul, and your soul cannot be cleansed of evil if it is not free. Take our song, remember it, and may it help you, but only when you're true to that which brought you beneath this sky. All three adepts look at you wide-eyed. What just happened? For a second you were surrounded by light. We heard music, like the music of Elysium itself.
I had a vision. I was in Elysium, and the Azotas spake to me.
I swear it's a sign that Desna herself has turned her gaze on you. You helped us and protected Wallflower from the Inquisitors, even though it wasn't your responsibility. The goddess couldn't fail to acknowledge such a noble soul.
We might be getting ahead of ourselves here.
There are many powerful entities in Elysium beside Desna, but of course there must be a reason for it. I'm so glad we met you, friend. Not just because I'd be being tortured by the Inquisitors right now if we weren't, but also because you helped me overcome my doubts. We'll always remember you, no matter what.
And there we are. Mythic Path unlocked. Success. So, obviously, like I mentioned earlier, we're going with Azada for this playthrough because I think it's the most fun and well-developed Mythic Path from the ones that I've tried, at least. I would have gone Lich, but Lich is really fucked up right now, which is a shame. I'd love to do an Evil playthrough just because I don't think many people will do an Evil Lich playthrough, but clearly not in the cards for now, so. Anyways, where to go next? We can go to Blackwing Library. Tower of Estrade's an hour away. Blackwing Library is 3 hours. We're gonna hit up the Tower of Estrade because we have a scouting quest here, and there's a fun encounter here as well. That is also time limited, so if you want it, you gotta go at a certain point. Dead duelists. Knight and occultist died here together, piercing each other fatally with swords. Procure some reagents here. Great. We'll come back and get all of this stuff, like the Topaz Solutions and Tirabade Residence and Silk and Thread Atelier and all of this stuff after the assault on the tavern has been warded off. But for now, let's enter the Tower of Estrade. That's normal. Yeah, man. Just a dude. Ganabres burns, the city that should never have fallen. Fate shows no mercy.
Clouds may veil the stars, but nothing can hide the light in someone's soul. And I see this light in you. We will stand shoulder to shoulder with you against evil. I hear the echo, a familiar voice, feel the warmth of my kindred flame. My brother, we will help you.
Very nice. Judge Dredd, Angel Lady. So obviously she's the angelic aspect, and then we've got some other aspects here. This is the vision of Eleandra, which is aligned with Desnus. Clouds may veil the stars, but nothing can hide in someone's soul. And I see this light in you. Can have the light in someone's soul, rather. Over here, we got the vision of Yaniel. Yaniel, of course, is the individual who used to own the sword. Well, the sword that I gave Sela momentarily. Servants of the Abyss, you enter the house of memory with evil in your souls. Soon you will be but a memory. Great. None will escape my all-seeing eye. Inquisitor Hallrun fights a shadow demon he exorcised from a soldier's body. Crusader Queen, a copy of the famous embossed bas-relief, originally created by Master Derek Sunhammer. Young Queen Godfrey is portrayed personally leading her crusaders into battle on the 1st of Abadius, 4624, during the First Crusade. Over here, among the cloudy colossi. In this picture are the two angels, Targona and Lariel, so that was Targona, chasing and fighting a deadly Vrolikai demon in the air several miles above the World Wound. More details in the Museum Almanac. Seat of Grief. A view of the infamous Heaven's Edge estate. This is the place where most of the Medivian aristocratic society at once fell prey to supernatural plague unleashed by the demons. Here we stand and will not take a step back. In the hand of the Inheritor, Herald of Iomade, is depicted placing the first ward stone among the fortifications of Canabres. Canabres burns, cities should never fallen. Fate shows no mercy. Right. Over here, whoever you are, keep quiet. There's a horde of enemies just beyond this door. Come over here and you'll see. Well, of course. Locked from the inside. I guess we have to go talk to this guy. What's up? Keep quiet. We don't want to draw any attention. Raybor. What a name. Be quiet and watch. This is the best part.
Get it together, idiots. No more looting. You ought to sit tight and wait for the order to attack the defender's heart. It's the last bastion of the Crusader resistance. We'll flatten them and claim our victory. Into the abyss with all the Crusaders and the defender's heart. Kailas, the city's ours already. Now it's time to enjoy the spoils. Split up into groups quickly. I'll tell you where to go and what to bring back. Faxon, you idiot! Go back to Baphomet. He must be missing his lapdog. Everybody here will be following my orders. I'm in charge. We won't submit to you, you dirty Descarite. Keep out of this, Kailas, or I'll curse all of your extremities to wither and drop off. Everyone, listen to me. What we're going to do is...
Bum bum bum.
Looking for a fight, Faxon? There, you've got one.
Well, didn't turn out so well for good old Faxon.
Enough worm. I'm in charge here. Kailas is the strongest. No looting, only slaughter. We're going to sit here and wait for the command to attack. The defender's heart will fall.
Amazing. What? Genius. Geniuses.
I'd stay away from there right now. The tower is the main stronghold.
Let me increase the desktop volume a little bit.
Templars of the Ivory Labyrinth and their allies. Going up against that many of them would be suicide. I have a better idea.
No.
If the demons and their mortal agents were better organized, the Crusaders would have been crushed long before now. But they're always trying to spread in every direction. Right now, in every corner of the city, there are demons like Kailas who are trying to consolidate their forces to launch a joint attack on the Defender's heart.
Right. Who are you again?
Greybor. I'm a contract killer who's been hired to kill that demon that just walloped that other one.
Uh-huh.
I've tracked him all the way here, and was planning to kill him when that crowd showed up, so I had to pull back.
It's a hell of a way to introduce yourself. Just, what up? I'm a contract killer. Alright, what do you suggest?
Don't even think about trying to take them all on single-handed. You'll be mincemeat. Better to warn the
Don't know if
Crusaders
you've
and the
noticed,
Defender's
but I
heart
have
that
two
the
hands.
demons are planning to attack. And later, once the attackers have been taken care of, it'll be much easier to sweep through this tower and eliminate the Defenders left behind.
Like when dueling with rapiers. One doesn't lunge, but waits for the opponent to strike and leave themselves open.
Yeah, exactly like that.
I don't like how he said that. He said that like he was a little turned on.
Or like in cards, wait for your opponent to play his hand, and then dive under the table, grab the pot, and run.
You think I can't handle this lot here and now? Count to 10. By the time you're finished, I'll be dead.
Arches his eyebrows skeptically, but doesn't comment on your bravado.
Right, so who hired you?
I'm afraid that's confidential. As a professional, I'm obliged to keep my client's name a secret.
Dude, I feel like if you're gonna introduce yourself, the first things you say after I'm Graybar are I'm a contract killer. You should probably, you know, I would cut out the contract killer part. You don't want questions about it.
Well, we could attack them together.
I have no desire to die today. If you choose to go in there, I'll take advantage of the opportunity, of course. I'll kill Kylus and get back here as quickly as I can. I'm not going to fight any of the others. I don't work for free.
Hey, man.
The city is burning. People are dying. And you're thinking about how to fill your pockets?
Yes. So what? Listen here, girl. If you're so eager to save someone, go and do it. And don't waste your breath preaching at me.
Right, so I'm going to go now.
I hope you act wisely.
You're so sad. Please take care.
What are you doing here, girl? This is no place for people like you. Go. Hide somewhere safe.
Aw, sweet little Graybar. Alright, so we've got a few options here for how we want to handle this. If we want, there's some stuff that we can do by sneaking around. So let's go with sneaking.
Pretty good, aren't I?
Yes, Lan, you're the best. Lan is truly best boy. So if we want to, we can actually push this. Ba-dum-bum-bum. Into them, and look at him go.
Can we retreat already?
I'll cut you wide
All right,
open.
Faxon. Let's fight.
Sorry, I have to do it.
What did he say? Easy? Yeah, if you push one of the columns into them, an easy peasy fight, but we're also on a very easy difficulty, so it's not like I'm gonna brag about it. You can also go up here if you want. There's another column that you can push down on your enemies over here, which is very fun times, great times. Pause. Yes, we have discovered the basement and a fireball. So, let's head down to the basement, because there's some funny shit that happens in this basement. Well, I don't know if funny shit's the right word exactly, but also, let's take a look at our new weapon. Heavy Mace of Fire. It's pretty good. I could equip it. It is one-handed. Not really good on anyways, so. To the basement we go. Just have to wait for Land and Ember to slowly make their way on over. And any day now. There we go. Alright. So.
Hey, who are you? Prince Performing. What are you doing here? The foxes hit you? I heard a noise outside, but I was busy making a list of the relics. Did something happen? Who are you? I'm Telma, the scribe and senior aide to Lord Xantha, the Plagued One. And do forgive me, but Faxon's been assigned to this command, has he not? Where is he? What are you doing here? I'm compiling a list of the valuable Crusader artifacts. Lord Xantha has ordered that everything of use should be transported from Canobris and saved from the looting and destruction, which is the museum is the place to collect and sort through the trophies. Unfortunately, the local thieves have proved even quicker off the mark than the demons. They ransacked the museum in the first few hours of the assault. But there are some objects of interest among the exhibits they left behind. The museum custodian has been kind enough to advise me on those, but where's Faxon?
Ha! Hide his sleeves in Mendev. Turn your back, and everything that isn't nailed to the floor will be gone when you turn around again. The demons have no chance against him. Masters of our trade, we are. Here you go bragging again, Tubby. Thieving has never led to anything but harm. Trust me. If you fought the way you thieve, now that might be useful. Oh, thanks. Every person has their calling, and this is mine. But imagine if you fought as well as we thieve.
Alright, where is the museum custodian? Over in the gallery. I deceived him, told him I was a crusader. Wasn't difficult, the old geese is out of his mind. So tell me, what's Faxon? Get your hands off the crusader relics. No, our valuable letters from Northside are here. I must destroy them.
Hauls pages up at his fist, stuffs them into his mouth, and begins furiously chewing like a hamster. A moment later, the half-elf's eyes bulge, and he opens his mouth, which is stuffed with masticated paper. He tries to cough, but nothing comes out. The failed saboteur looks at you in desperation. His eyes are streaming, his face growing paler by the second. He falls to his knees. A strangled wheeze emerges from behind the wad of wet paper. His expressions veer from the hilarious to the grotesque as he signals to you for help. Want some salt and pepper with that? Now, I've never tried eating paper myself, but a little seasoning goes a long way, whatever the meal.
You know what? I guess we'll help him.
I don't care if those pages contain the innermost secrets of Baphomet himself. I'm not touching that. The cultist coughs violently, then, after taking a trembling breath, leaps up and takes off running. He disappears, leaving you with the wad of correspondence that is much the worse for wear. Well, what does it say? Masticated letter. Carefully pack up all the relics and valuable magical items and hand them over to the same courier that bought you my potions. Store the potions in a safe place sealed with the corresponding protective rune. Should these safety measures not be taken, the demons will drink all your stash dry in no time. Your master will order me to spend 3 days at the cauldron making a new batch. Very nice. Little bit of information. Let's go check out the old dude, who's apparently very out of his mind. Nice little book on angels. We got some gold. This copper vessel and the oil inside it were sanctified by Raelus. Were sanctified by Raelus, priest of Iomade and faithful crusader. This item was donated to the museum by Raelus's followers in arms. More details in the museum almanac.
Where's that black young fellow gone off to? He's supposed to get a box for the exhibits and then come back here.
Oh, Teldon. This is a claw taken from Terendelev, the silver demon, the silver dragon and protector of Canabris. It was cut off by demons when Terendelev heroically saved a group of ambushed crusaders from certain death. This item was donated to the museum by the town hall of Canabris.
I remember this exhibit. It was donated to the museum 21 years ago. What a mess. Everything will have to be cleaned up and laid out according to the inventory list.
Wand of the famous mage Zacharias, who made his name during the heroic and tragic siege of the Lost Chapel. This item was donated to the museum by Zacharias' apprentice mage, Teldon. More details in the museum almanac. And last but not least, this helmet belongs to Bathistus Scrocia, Praelictor of the Order of the Gate and one of the first Hell Knights to serve his duty as a crusader. This item was donated to the museum by Queen Galdfrey. More details in the museum almanac. And let's go meet Teldon. Hey, bud. Hey, how's it going?
Stay back. Which are you? Robber or demon?
Hey, take it easy, Gramps. So that's the way it is, eh? You think horror, you see horrors, and you think thief or demon? Quit scaring the old man, dummy. Have you seen your horns? How should I put this? Don't exactly inspire trust in a city that's currently overrun with demons. Hey, there are horns, and then there are horns. I'm not going to hurt you.
I'm sorry, I was distracted. What were we talking about?
Who are you?
I think I forget. I'm Teldon, the custodian here. My memory isn't what it was. My faculties are failing me. But at one time, my mind could cut like a diamond. I was a battle mage, one of the few who survived the Battle of the Lost Chapel. And I'm an old man now. Sometimes I sit at my keys one moment, and the next, I can't remember where I put them. Here they are. My keys, my little lovelies. I would never give you away to anyone.
What are the keys for?
These keys are for everything. I could open every tower in the door. I could open every door in the town who's strong with these. The museum custodian on duty must carry the keys at all times and never be parted from them, not even for a second. And why is that? Because if the keys were left unattended, they would be pinched by thieves, wouldn't they? Thieves who'd strip the museum of all its treasures.
What are you all looking at me for? Right, give me the keys.
Now to the question. According to museum protocol, the custodian does not have the right to hand over the keys to another. I'm personally responsible for the safety of the exhibits and the storeroom.
Right, don't you understand? This museum holds things that could help in the fight against the demons.
You're right, I'm just an old duffer. Take whatever will help you. Go defend our city.
Why did the demons spare you?
Demons? There have been no demons in this museum. I heard them breaking into the tower, but then everything went quiet. And a very polite young fellow came along, a half-elf. He said he'd been sent to oversee the evacuation. He was very pleased to find me here. I've proved a very useful resource. They showed him all the most valuable relics, explained where they were, he wrapped them up, labeled them, and carried them off somewhere. I've been here this whole time. I locked the doors and stood guard to make sure no demon got in, but I've not seen one of them. Haven't heard of any either. I've grown hard of hearing.
That half-elf was a demon worshipper.
What do you mean, demon worshipper? That fine lad, so well dressed, so polite. He said the crusade. Oh my word, the relics! We must go after them. Sorry, did you say something?
Alright, what happened here?
At first, the bell started ringing, and then there were noises in the street, then the dragon Lady Tarantula began to roar. I went to lock the door, but they were already inside, the thieves. 7 of them, or perhaps 10, I don't remember. They were talking some rubbish about how they were all orphans, and that they were dangerous. They grabbed me, wouldn't let go. Then they looted the place. Took everything with even a lick of gold on it. Relics too. The museum boasts a very extensive collection, you know. Worst of all, they took the wand. When they were done, they tossed me aside like an old piece of junk. Didn't even bother to kill me.
What wand did the thieves steal?
Wand of Zacharias, my master. He was a great man, the hero of the defense of the Lost Chapel. The scoundrels took his wand. Relic. That is a song about Zacharias, and they're just damn thieves. Master Zacharias will return, and he will assemble all of us, his students, and we'll show them. I'll show them what Battle Mage Teldon is made of. You were asking me something, but I forgot. I forgot what it was.
Where can I find these robbers?
I've at the foggiest. They're thieves. They head out of the way places where they won't be found. That's where they are if they're still alive. But they won't be in the city. I had them talking amongst themselves that they needed to get out of Canopus before the demons wipe them out.
Are you alright?
Old age, my friend. Old age and the poison of fear seeping into my mind. Both have turned me from a crusader and a battle mage into the sorry specimen you see before you. This museum's all I have. Whenever I forget who and where I am, I just read the exhibit labels. They're of the past, just like me. There's some ruffians outside this place. I'm frightened, my young friend. Very frightened.
Don't be afraid. There's nothing to be afraid of. All the scary things have already happened. They're in the past.
Scary. Scary.
So tell me about the museum's exhibits.
It would take a lifetime to tell you all there is to know, but I'll take you on a tour of the highlights, some of my personal favorites. You should have a look yourself. You won't regret it. For instance, we have a painting here depicting angels fighting demons. Now, you may find it hard to believe, but in the First Crusades, many heavenly beings fought shoulder to shoulder with the Crusaders. Etched here in the painting are Tagona and Lariel, the Silver Twins as they were called. I actually met them, you know, when I was a young man studying under Master Zacharias. No airs of graces about them. Walked around the mortals, spoke to us, healed our wounds. Lady Tagona I remember especially well. She had a special, unearthly wisdom within her. Angel Lariel, on the other hand, was known for his daring. The youngest Crusaders all idolized him. Wonder where they are now, the twins. We don't have many celestial beings in our ranks anymore. They all left sometime during the Second Crusade. On a very important mission, they say. But I do love looking at the painting, remembering those days when our voices of heaven walked among us, and a light that seemed to shine from within them. What was I saying? You must be a messenger, yes? Or are you a visitor?
Why did those times end? Why do the Celestials not fight with us still? Heaven has not abandoned us, surely. Heaven is far above us, far away. Everyone there is good, I heard, but they can't see us from all the way up there.
You said that the angels Tagona and Lariel are twins. But how can angels have siblings? That's a good question. Of course, angels are not born like mortals, so they can't have a mother and a father, sisters and brothers. Angels come into being from reincarnated souls, or from the pure essence of the upper planes. Sometimes, angels may adopt some features of mortals. For instance, they can identify as male or female, although it's generally not their way. Some of them can also develop bonds of camaraderie, or even of kinship. The case of the Silver Twins is rarer still. They are two angels who emerge from one soul. What else should they call themselves if not twins?
Go to the Defender's Heart. There are good people there. They'll look after you.
Really? It's safe there? But how can I leave the museum? You know what happened here, don't you? Thieves they were prowling about. Wanted to rob the museum, but I stopped them. Those ne'er-do-wells came in here and I gave them what for? A dose of battle magic. It won't be back. Don't you worry about me. I may be old, but I can still hold my own.
Right, I have to go. What a guy. What a guy. What a sad character. Feels very bad. Feels very bad indeed. Alright, we got all this random shit, but he gave us a key. And the key unlocks a couple doors. Unlocks this door. Unlocks this door. So, go into this room first. We've got some random stuff. We've got a book on Circorian faiths. More random stuff. And, importantly, we have a chain shirt. Now, this chain shirt is pretty handy. Indeed. Mithril. So we'll equip that. Oh yeah. We also managed to pick up a nice little buckler +1, which we can give to Mila, of course. We do need a finesse thing for her, and hilariously, the sickle does more damage than her weapon does, so. We got some traps in here. First, we'll disarm this one.
I am helpful.
Then this one. And then this one. Shadowfax can't pick locks. Well, Shadowfax is a horse, so I'd be a little terrified if he could. A horse with enough dexterity to pick a lock
I am helpful.
would be
Am I not?
awful. Magic composite longbow. Entrapping longbow. So this is actually a better weapon for Lan, I think, than the wicked longbow that we have him rocking around with. So instead we'll get him this entrapping one. Very cool. We also grab these. Almanac of the Tower of Estrad Museum. So that's a pretty cool one. We might look at it a little bit later. Got a Falcata and some random things. And Grace of Peace. Grace of Peace actually is a pretty cool weapon. It is a kukri, deals an additional 2 damage against undead. Obviously, we're not proficient in kukri wielding, so we probably won't use it, but it is time to leave the Tower of Estrad and head over to Blackwing Library. I think we'll finish that up and then we might call the stream. I'm trying to do... Oh!
You brought us back to waking.
Greetings.
Who are you?
Not who, what?
Memories. This place was created as a cradle of memory and fantasy. The things that belonged to the city's heroes were kept here. People used to come to this place and remember those heroes. Myself and the other living memories. You woke us, so here we are.
Lots of things seem silent only until you care to listen to them. Like here, someone's memory has awoken to reveal itself to us.
So, your memories of who? Of the heroes the city wished to immortalize. Go, touch a memory, see how they remembered us. After all, this place was created so our names would never disappear into the mists of history.
Already done that. There used to be a place like this near Neathel. Quiet, calm. I used to walk among the plinths and pedestals wondering. People who founded this place, what was driving them? Were they thinking about future generations? How to pass their wisdom and show the right path? Or were they thinking of themselves, trying to keep their names and deeds alive? But then the ceiling collapsed and that place didn't exist anymore, so my question was moot. I wish I could say we have not dishonored your memory, but Canabres lies in ruins and we...
But you fearlessly battled the invaders, with no thought for yourself. You've earned no censure. We are proud of you.
Right. In the old days, mortal kind lost to the demons time after time after time, and now their descendants are continuing their losing streak. How could they not be proud?
Why did you help me? I sensed something in you, as if you were close to me somehow. Like we stood shoulder to shoulder once in the face of evil, and that we must do so again. I sense that light dwells within you. Very recently, you were threatened by a powerful vision, and dark bloodlust tried to enslave your soul, but you opposed it and held fast. Continue to follow the path of light, and other righteous souls will aid you and follow.
All right.
Farewell. The power that gives us this semblance of life is running out. Soon we will once again be but memories, living only in words, pictures, and songs.
Very sad. Super tragic. Let's fucking book it out of here. Not leaving any magical items behind. And let's get to Blackwing Library. It's been a while, but... Took us 4 hours to get there easy. Hanged cultist. Well, we'll come back and get whatever that guy had on him a little later. Your characters are fatigued. Would you like to begin resting? No. Lost bag. Great. Continue on. Yes. So, here is the last group of people that we can recruit. We've got the Desnans on our side. We've got the Thieflings on our side. And here we've got some stuff. Padded armor of focus. Very nice. The Great Library of Canabres has been ravaged and wrecked in the most barbaric way. It seems that someone took perverse pleasure in smashing lamps and furniture or tearing pages out of books. I wonder who that would be. Hey guys, what's going on? Oh my. Look at this. A stocky knight with a head of messy black hair stands before you. His armor is spattered with blood. He greets you with a deep, booming voice.
Ah, Crusaders. Excellent. I'm Captain Caleb Sazamel, and these are my men. I'm about to burn these vile backstabbers and heretics here, these pathetic imitators of the traitor Arilu, who tricked their way into the ranks of the Crusaders.
The knight nods at a heap of severely beaten people and a strange elf whose appearance seems jarring for some unknown reason. Sazamel bellows threats at his prisoners, who seem to be in a deep state of shock and terror. A strange feeling rises within you. It is pure instinct. You don't know what you're about to do, but you're certain it's right. Sure. Let's take a closer look at this guy. Caleb is talking too loudly, all while casting sidelong looks at you. You've seen similar behavioral quirks before in liars. Let's take a look at his armor. You notice that the emblems on the armor of the two Silent Crusaders belong to the Order of the Flaming Lance, but Caleb's armor bears the sigil of the Order of the Sunrise Sword. Strange then, he introduced himself as their captain. Something's not right here. Right.
Idiot, stop. Heed my command in the name of Baphomet.
Words fly out of your mouth before you can even think them. Some gut instinct told you this is precisely what needs to be said in this moment. The words hit their target. The Crusaders jump in surprise and look at each other in terror. Didn't you know, mortal? We're everywhere.
Sorry, couldn't have known. We'll fix it right away, sir.
An inexplicable feeling of rightness flows through you. You enjoy seeing this look of oafish terror.
Report.
Listen to your gut.
Stop wasting valuable fuel. If you like burning books, go raid the Great Garrison Library. Our enemies might try and sneak in there. Step to it.
There's plenty more where that came from, sir. I'll do everything you've ordered. And just as soon as those Crusaders arrive, they'll be dead meat. I'll make sure that we get make it 2 barrels of Alchemist fire from the Great Garrison storeroom. Things are going to burn right up.
Bye, guys. Well, hey. That went well, all things considered. Let's help these guys out. Praise Iomide was saved. Ah, you came just in time. Yes, great. A blind elf stands before you. He looks extremely strange. His face wears his years heavily, which is unusual for members of his race. Thinning gray hair, a ragged beard, sightless, milky eyes, pale, papery skin-covered nage spots, a spine curved by the passage of time. This is not how elves typically age. The youth that graces the faces of elves even on their deathbed has totally abandoned this decrepit specimen. That is an elf with a beard. I guess the worst can be found even among the best.
Hello, I'm Storyteller, and I wish to thank my rescuers. That is you, if I'm not mistaken.
Storyteller? That's the first I've ever heard of a venerable old-timer like that having a street name.
Sometimes a person can lose their name, but Mama and Papa are gone, friends are gone, there's nobody to ask what it was. So instead of their name, a person can pick any word that is good. Everybody has to have a name, or do they? I don't know.
And who are you?
I prefer people to call me Storyteller. Very accurately describes the sphere of my occupations and interests. In most of the places I've seen, I'm known by that name. When I was little, my mother and father used to tell me stories, but I have no one to tell me stories now. Sometimes Grandma does in my dreams, but I always forget them in the morning. Can you tell me a story? For you, I may have a story to tell, but perhaps it is you who has a story for me. I want to talk to you about something. And thanks for my rescue. I of course will render you a service in turn, whatever it may be. However, at this moment, I wish to be somewhat safer than the present surroundings. My recent adventures have fatigued me greatly. I would be grateful if you could help me to a safe shelter of some kind.
Typical. You do someone a good turn, instead of saying thank you, they just ask for more help. Go easy on the old elf. He's had a rough go of it. Yeah, 'cause we had it so easy.
We can't not help him. If it was up to me, Grandfather Elf, I'd throw you over my shoulder and carry you out of here. This is no place for old folks.
Right, I have other things to do. I'll help you later. In that case, I will remain here for now. Wandering the city while it's under attack by demons would be inadvisable for a blind person. Don't forget to take me with you when you're going to a safe place.
Alright, we gotta poke around the library a little more before we talk to this guy. Obviously, got an Arcana check. See if we succeed. Hey! Way to go, Ember. Ember's the best. Some monstrously large demonic blade fell upon the library, splitting the ruins in two and leaving an enormous black scar. It's possible the Scar himself was the one to destroy this building with his terrifying scythe. The Rift Carver. It's a cool name for a scythe. Bookcase is full of text describing demons and methods of fighting them. Regrettably, all this knowledge wasn't enough to save Canabris from the spawn of the Abyss. Well, that's how it goes. Loot. How to make money during the war against demons. And, without a shadow of a doubt, expecting nothing in return, the life and feats of Lord Axelar Tresbot. That is quite a fucking title. I can't say I'm inspired to read it. Okay. Over here we've got Temples of Iomade. Great. Hey, Shadowfax. Over here we've got loot. And mystery door. Knowledge world.
This is my kind of work.
This is a statue of the mage who founded the Blackwing Library. He cut the wing off a demon known as a Vrock and hung it above the entrance. Very cool. We're gonna be selling this shit, so we can pick up some stuff here. And magic quarterstaff. Great. Alright. We are ready to go. Crusader Wizard. Crusader Wizard. Flame. Allow me to introduce myself. Brother Claim at your service. Thank you for helping us. We thought we were doomed to perish.
There's death everywhere. Sometimes I think we are all doomed, but then death has passed us by, and we are still alive.
But you're an elf. You should live hundreds of years and never even have to worry about dying. Little elf girl shouldn't even know such words.
When children are thrown into the middle of the war, they learn many sad things. That is why we have to win, so that other boys and girls don't learn what we did.
Right, who are you?
We are Crusaders, the Order of the Flaming Fist. Our order dedicates itself to the pursuit of hidden knowledge and magical methods of fighting demons. We are searching for our leader, Sister Mima the Scholar. She spent the last few weeks here, working day and night on some important research. When the demons attacked the city, we rushed here to find her, but it seems she left shortly before the attack began.
Mima just left the city, leaving no word of where she could be found.
None. She left in a hurry without leaving any notes or orders. Why? I have no idea. The only thing that may serve as a clue is this book, the one she was studying.
Mima's note mentions something about a stone book belonging to the druids of Old Sarkoris. What does that mean?
Stone books. The druids of Old Sarkoris used sacred trees as books. They carved their secret knowledge on the bark. When the demons came, the druids resorted to a dark ritual that turned the trees to stone, and the druids themselves to undead, doomed to guard their stone library grow forever. That all happened far from here in the Stone Wilds. Is it possible that's where Myanmar went? Maybe she found one of those trees somewhere nearby. I don't know.
And how did you end up in this trap?
A traitor met us at the door. He seemed a faithful and passionate crusader. We didn't suspect a thing until, well, they knocked us from behind, and we didn't expect such trickery. Most of our order brethren are dead. We were desperate to believe that this man in armor was a fellow crusader, a comrade. While we were unconscious, they removed our armor and tossed us on the pirate books. What macabre blasphemy. Ain't it always the way? Start to think you might be able to trust a fella, and boom, goes and stabs you in the back. But if you never trust anyone, you'll become a killer just like Horan. That's hardly better, is it? Ah, don't start on that now. Fine, you convinced me. You can trust people, but only one in every dozen, I'd say. Not even for long, then.
Who's the elf with you? Is he a crusader as well? You already know the answer, but...
No. Calls himself the Storyteller. He only recently arrived in Canabris. We saw him in the library. He was interested in the writings about early Sarkoris in the era before that. Seems the traitor caught him in the library, decided to kill him along with the rest. Have you noticed that Storyteller is a little odd? Even for Canabris, where you can meet the strangest people from the farthest corners of the globe among the Crusaders. Have you ever seen such a decrepit elf before? Not just old, but ancient. With a beard like that? Elves don't tend to grow beards, I thought. They don't have wrinkles. Maybe it's just because he's actually a half-elf like you. Of course, he told us that he was an elf, but you know how it goes. Perhaps his elven mother kept a little secret from her elven lord husband, and now her son has no idea he has some human blood in him. Elves must have stories like that too, right? An elf with wrinkles and a beard. A detestable absurdity. Hold on there. A beard isn't the worst thing a person can have growing on their face. You should see some of the people back in my village. worst thing that's growing on your face is your mouth. Please try to open it a little less often. Go to the Defender's Heart. There are those ready to fight who are gathering there. The city still fights. Why, that's incredible news. We will go to our sanctuary guarded by our Order brothers and sisters. We will bring them to the Defender's Heart. Knights of the Flaming Lance have joined the Crusaders. Yay! So, these were the last group of guys that we needed to recruit, which is great. And now we can go back to the Defender's Heart with Storyteller. We will rest here for the first time, actually. I fucking main stage shit for a long time. But we've got a little fun little event here. We'll end on this. It's a good point to end on. The Defender's Heart greets you with unexpected liveliness. Beyond the walls of the tavern, the once bustling and festive city lies in ruins, but somehow none of that can be felt within these walls. The people in the room are talking, laughing, raising toasts, even softly singing. This doesn't look like typical tavern revelry, but nor is it the grim vigilance of recent days. Vex, come. Let me properly introduce you to Ellen, Jana, and Curl, fearless warriors of the League of the Inspiring Cart. It was me who convinced Irabeth to use what Jana, Curl, and Ellen found for a little party. If you look out the window, you might think the end times have come and the abyss has devoured us all. I thought some simple pleasures, good food, good company could help keep the gloom at bay. Have I ever turned down merrymaking and good company? Ha! Let's raise our mugs, my friends. Wait, I'm not ready for another toast yet. It's not every day I drink with paladin knights and sword lords. Hey, are we just going to sit here with grim faces? I say we get to know each other a little better so we have reasons to toast. Alright. Have you served in the Eagle Watch for long, Jana? I signed up for 3 days before the demon attack. Am I lucky or what? I'm an apprentice of a famous fencing master from Mavon. I learned a thing or two from him, believe me. I soon got bored of fighting off bandits and getting involved in the petty squabbles of bickering river kingdoms. I wanted a proper challenge. Can't find a better place than Mindev. What do you know? From the moment I arrived, the demonic invasion began. My father would say that's no accident. Fate brought me here. Right. What about you, Carol? How did you end up among the condemned? Oh, I just did what everyone else was doing. Grew up in the slums where everyone stole a little, maybe smuggled or guarded stashes, so... But I never killed anybody, never did anything really bad. Got caught stealing. When they made me choose between prison and the condemned, of course I didn't want to go to prison. I'm not that good a fighter, but as Norgrober is my witness, a thief can also be useful in a war against demons. I've always been a good scout. I can sneak under the nose of any monster. I don't know where my friends are now. Got separated when the demons rampaged through the city. Chin up, friend. Whoever you were in the past, you're our friend now. And a crusader. Your skills will be useful to us, you'll see. Alright. Tell me about your order, Elan. The stories go, it's not very entertaining. I was born far to the south in Andoran. Lost my parents early. Led the life of a simple mercenary, but often questioned the path I had chosen. I'm proud of my sword skills, I enjoy training and drills, and I'm not afraid of battle. But risking my life for coin? Takes a special mindset to choose that lot with no regrets. You have to want to risk your blood. I saw too many of my friends die, and I wondered if it was worth it. So, in the end, I decided to go down another path. Now, if I'm going to lay down my life, it will at least be for a good cause. That's how I ended up in Mindev, became a squire for the Houndhearts. It's a small order. By tradition, it never has more than 12 members, and a new member is only knighted after one of the elders dies. We patrol the lands along the Wardstone line, provide aid to travelers and settlers. Unfortunately, death is common in the Houndhearts. I became a full knight 2 years ago after laying my mentor to rest, but I'm content with my choice. My path is among the Crusaders. And how do you all know Sela? I met my noble sister on the road to Canabris. I was returning from the south from my fiancée and was happy to be in the company of a paladin of Iomade. We said our farewells at the city gates. I went north along the road to Dresden to my order's camp. The demons attacked us there at the same time they struck Canabras, but we managed to fight them off. We hurried to the city's aid and joined forces with the Eagle Watch. All my fellow Houndhearts were wounded during the battle on the streets. I'm the last knight of my order who can still fight. It's good to see Sela again. Every loyal heart counts these days. I met Sela at a tavern in Canabras. Before the attack, of course. She was one of the few who sit at the table with the condemned. Knights usually don't even look at us, but Sela's different. I knew it the moment I saw her.
That's what made me notice Sela too, so I sat down to talk to her. I never understood why everyone treated the condemned so horribly. I still don't. Our Curl is a great lad. So after that night, Sela and I went round the taverns together every day. Mendef is an amazing place. People from all over the world come here, for glory, redemption, or to help those in trouble. They can always find each other. This might be the best place in the world to find like-minded people and friends. That was a toast, in case you didn't notice.
Alright, Sela, did you call me over just because, or is something the matter?
I didn't just want to talk about today's celebration. You see, Ellen is in trouble. I want to help him. I don't know anyone else in the city I can turn to. His fellow knights were all wounded in battle.
Bad idea, sister. I told you. I don't want to bother anyone else with my problems. I need to handle them on my own. Oh, come on. Hiding your sadness from your friends is no way to live.
Curl is right. Vex helped me find you. Without his help, I'd still be looking for you all over Canabras. So, Elin, come on. Stop being so stubborn.
Tell me more.
In all truth, I do not wish to impose. My problems are just minor troubles. The Paladin of Iomade and her friends certainly have more important things to do, especially now that Canabras has been overrun with demons.
If I've learned anything in life, it's that there's nothing minor about good and evil. Take the three of you, for example. Seems like all you ever did was save one cot from some lesser demons. But look how many people are happy now. That feat will never be sung of in songs, but who knows? Maybe thanks to this joyous hour of peace and rest, the defenders of Canabras will find the strength to protect the city. I talk too much, don't I? Well, Sir Ellen, I want to help you, and my reputation as a holy warrior of Iomade won't suffer if it's more of a minor adventure than a glorious feat.
Alright, I'll explain. The life of a crusader has given me more than just a purpose and a chance to serve a righteous cause. When I abandoned the life of a mercenary and came to Mindev, I gained something else I never expected. It's here I met, may all the ladies here forgive me, the finest girl in the world. It's a miracle she found any love in her heart for a bungler like me, but I'm not about to let this miracle go. Not even the demon lord Descari and his demon army can stand in my way. Luckily, my beloved is now safely away from Canabras. For a year and a half, I've been getting up my courage to propose to her. I even ordered a ring from Derek Sunhammer, the best jeweler in Mindev. Independent knightly orders live mostly off donations, and I'm not what you would call rich. I so want to make Kiana happy. It took me 3 months to find a jewel the same shade as her eyes, and twice that long to scrape together enough money. Master Derek's work was worth it, but I lost the ring during the demon attack, and I'll probably never find a worthy replacement.
The ring is most likely still at the Houndheart's camp outside the city. Ellen and his friends didn't have time to pack up their camp. First the demons ambushed them, then they rushed off to help Canabras. I think we should at least go there and check. Not now, of course, but once the city is under control.
Right, well, what could we run into?
My friends and I killed 2 large demons attacking the camp, and rode straight to the city without spending any more time cleaning up the rest. There's only a few imps, but they might still be at the camp. Of course, this was a while ago. The camp was attacked at the same time as the Wardstone in the main square. I haven't been back since.
Alright, I'll help.
Thanks for agreeing to help. Ellen is a good man and a true knight. I think the world should repay those who are so devoted to doing good. Let's help him, so he can propose to his beloved the way he wanted.
Sela, I hope you can convince Irabeth to let me go with you when you do this. I don't want to be parted from my friends.
Of course. The League of the Inspiring Card has come together in this dark hour. We must continue onward together.
Da-da-da-da-da. Quest unlocked. Great. And right here, before we take a nice little sleep, is where we'll end the stream. Alright, awesome. Thanks so much for watching. Give it a follow if you enjoyed it. I'm hoping to stream for an hour or two most days of the week. Might miss a few here or there, but that's the goal. And we'll be